Hello guys, Emmanuel from The Exception here, and today I shall be telling you, or rather accurately showing you, why the Xiaomi Mi 4i has no SD card support. Let's begin. And welcome back guys, and when I went to the Xiaomi Mi 4i event 2 weeks ago, they actually held a press event where they took apart the Mi 4i, and there I met with Donovan Song, who is the Director of Product Management for Xiaomi Global, where he actually gave a reason as to why there's no SD card support. So here it is.
Do you guys have any other questions about this phone? About anything that you'd like to ask about?
One question about hardware though. Why was there no inclusion of SD card storage?
Why was there no inclusion of the SD card in this thing?
Yes.
There's a couple of reasons, and I think it's actually pretty clear once you look inside. To add an SD card, you basically need to create more space on the motherboard. You can already see this motherboard is very, very dense. There's really basically no room. So if we want to include an SD card, would have made this motherboard bigger, which then would have made the phone bigger and changed the display the design completely. Maybe made it much thicker. So that was something we were unwilling to compromise on. I think the other thing too is that, in all honesty, based on sort of how we've seen the market respond, how we've used this ourselves, we actually think 16 gigabytes is actually a very, very large space. It's enough for a lot of people. We include it on the Redmi series because that starts at 8 gigabytes, and so we really want to make sure that people can expand as necessary. A third reason, to be very honest, and we've been very public about this, is that SD cards actually cause a lot of problems for a lot of users. One of the biggest source of customer complaints that we get from people who use SD cards. And actually the noise that comes from people who want SD cards is actually a lot. There's a very loud noise. But when it actually comes down to looking at how many people actually use the SD card, it's a very, very low percentage of people who actually end up using an SD card. A lot of people may buy like bad SD cards. They may buy an SD card they think is a Kingston SD card. They stick it in. It's a little bit like injecting some sort of like alien body into your body that kind of mess up the phone. When they have all sorts of issues, they don't know if it's the SD card, if it's the phone, so on and so forth. So it's just a general design principle that none of our flagship Mi phones have SD cards. We would actually much rather prefer, if people really, really want more space, to just release a higher capacity version, which is something that we're also preparing. And we're just really listening to the user feedback. So if there's a lot of user feedback that we want a 32 or a 64 or something I talked about with some of you guys earlier, we're definitely going to consider that as well. Those are some of the reasons why we launched with the 16 GB version with no SD card right now. Yeah, the other thing too is that we're really building out a lot of our cloud services that really make it a lot easier to store a lot of these memory-intensive, RAM-intensive files directly on the cloud. They make it a lot easier for you to access it anywhere, even when it's not locally stored on your phone. So those are some of the reasons that we don't offer. Yeah, I mean, if you look at some of the other maybe top-end phones, not most of the top-end phones don't really have an SD card. It really impacts the design, and it also is just like we would rather just have a higher capacity version, which is something we'll certainly consider as we listen to user feedback.
And there you have it guys, that is why there is no expandable storage in the SD card. What do you think? Do you think they should bring a better model with a bigger internal memory? Do leave it down in the comments below and I'll make sure to tell Xiaomi personally about what you guys think. And that has been it for this video guys. I shall catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to look at all the previous videos on this channel. There's been quite a few now, and leave that big fat like button as it helps me out a lot. But that has been it for this video. I shall catch you guys next time. Don't forget to be awesome. Bye.